Bienvenidos and welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. Today we're going to grab some lentils and some other basic ingredients and create what I consider to be one of the most flavorful dishes we've ever done here on the show. We're talking crispy lentil fritters. These are known as tortillitas de lentejas. And let me tell you, these fritters have a light crispy texture on the outside with a beautiful pop of flavors in the inside. The recipe is above and beyond easy to make, and the best part, we're going to serve the fritters next to a simple mayo alioli that takes this to the next level. Folks serve these fritters as a tapas appetizer, next to some marinated olives and a couple ice cold beers, or even as a main course, next to a garden salad and a crunchy baguette. Either way, it's the kind of food that with each bite, it's gonna fill you with so much goodness. Really quick before we start, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Phil Segarra, David Machado, and Tommy Williams. And guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. All right, let's just dive right into this. I'm gonna add in half a cup of dried green lentils into a fine sieve, which is 95 grams. And rinse the lentils under some water. You can also use brown lentils here, or even red lentils if you like. Either way, like I've told you in the past, when you're working with dried lentils, they're not like other dried beans where you have to soak them overnight. You just give them a quick rinse and they're ready to go. Then we'll add the rinsed lentils into a saucepan, along with 2 cups of water, which is 480 milliliters, and 1 bay leaf. And we'll turn it up to a high heat. Once it comes to a boil, we'll place the lid on the saucepan and lower the fire to a low heat. And we're going to simmer this between 15 to 20 minutes or until the lentils are just cooked through. Important to check the package instructions in the lentils you're using, that way you cook them right on the money. Once the lentils are just cooked through, we'll remove the saucepan from the heat and drain the lentils into a colander and rinse them under some cold water. This is not only going to stop the lentils from cooking, but it's going to bring them to room temperature. For the next step, I'm going to add in 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour into a large bowl, which is 90 grams. Make a well in the middle. Crack in 1 large egg and whisk the egg. And then we'll add in half a cup of beer, which is 120 milliliters, and whisk everything together until we end up with a smooth batter. I'm using a typical Spanish beer, but you can use whatever beer you like. And if beer's not your thing, you can also use club soda here, or even sparkling water. Once we end up with a smooth batter, I'm going to add in 1 shallot that's been finely chopped, 2 cloves of garlic that have been roughly chopped, 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley, which is 8 grams, half a teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 1.25 grams, and half a teaspoon of ground cumin, which is 1.5 grams. And we'll mix it all together. Then we'll add our lentils into the batter and season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give it one final mix until everything's well mixed together. And that's the exact texture you want from your batter. If you see that yours is too thick and it's some more liquid, and vice versa if it's too thin and it's some more flour. But like I've told you in the past, these fritter batters are very forgiving, meaning even if you don't have it right on the money, you're still going to end up with delicious fritters. For the final step, let's start cooking them up. I'm going to heat a large fry pan with a medium heat and add in 1/3 cup of sunflower oil, which is 90 milliliters. You can use other neutral oils here, such as canola, peanut, or even avocado oil. After a couple minutes and the oil's nice and hot, we'll start adding in spoonfuls of the batter. You want to make sure the fritters are on a single layer and evenly spaced out, so cook this in batches to not overcrowd the pan. And we're going to go for about 4 minutes per side here until the fritters are golden and crispy. And as you finish each batch, transfer the fritters over a wire rack with some paper towels underneath. Once all the fritters have been fried up, let's make the mayo alioli, which takes about 1 minute to put together. I'm going to add in 2 cloves of garlic that I roughly chopped into a mortar, along with a quarter teaspoon of saffron threads, which is 0.17 grams. Make sure you get the Spanish golden saffron I'm using in the description box below. And a pinch of sea salt. And using a pestle, we'll pound down on the ingredients until we end up with a paste-like texture. You can also use a food processor here, or even a hand blender. Then we'll add in half a cup of mayonnaise, which is 120 grams. Squeeze in 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, which is 5 milliliters. And drizzle in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, which is 15 milliliters. Then we'll season with a kiss of sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And whisk it together until we end up with a beautiful creamy sauce. Then we'll transfer the mayo alioli into a serving dish and decorate the fritters around it. And for the final touch, we'll garnish with some fresh parsley. Check it out, our crispy lentil fritters are done. Easy to make, beautiful presentation, and truly the kind of food that's gonna fill you with so much goodness. Let's give this a try and see how it turned out. Once again, folks, tortillitas de lentejas. This looks absolutely delicious. Moment of truth, here we go. This is unfair, take one. Seriously. That right there is such an exciting dish. You have that light crispy texture on the outside, the inside so many amazing flavors, with the lentils really shining through, and that garlic mayo alioli taking it to the next level. Easy to make, just a handful of ingredients. Give these fritters a try at home. Once again, as a tapas appetizer, or even as a main course. Either way, the kind of food that's gonna fill you with so much goodness. Enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. Leave me a comment below. And if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.